Good morning to all the participation. I am Natisha, coordinator of Social Responsive Sale and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of Parul Polytechnic Institute and working as an assistant professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department in Parul Polytechnic Institute since 2006. Welcome all the participants in today's webinar about water conversion and management. Also, I would like to welcome our today's speaker on behalf of Parul Polytechnic Institute, Parul University. Big welcome, Professor Tuti Sandhya ma'am. Madam, please welcome in our session. She is resource person at Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, MGNCRE. MGNCRE design, develop, promote curriculum input for higher education program offered by university and autonomous institution in India. To give her introduction about, I would like to say that she is EC member at Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication, IETE, Hyderabad Center. She hold BTech in EC, MTech in VLSI, and pursuing PhD from JNTU, Hyderabad. She worked as an assistant professor in two reputed colleges in Hyderabad. She established teaching learning center at one engineering college, also selected as Indo-Universal Collaborative Committee for Engineering Education leader. She conducted 5 to 1 days FDP and workshop with the title of Mentoring and Facilitation Skills for Institutional Social Responsibility. Community engagement, student centering teaching learning strategy, the power of teamwork, awareness about MBA accreditation, introduction to 21st century teaching methodology, active learning methods. She organized workshop on social entrepreneurship on the theme Viveka Supasitam, Be Good, Do Good at Parul Polytechnic Institute on National Youth Day. Without wasting much time, we are starting our session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning, one and all. Before starting with the session, we would like to congratulate Parul University for achieving Green Champion Award in the Vadodara district. Congratulations to all the members of Parul University.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss something about water conservation and water management because we have identified water scarcity is a social challenge. Being a responsible citizen and all the students across the country being an educated and responsible persons, we need to do something through our knowledge or through contributing something back to the society to address this water scarcity issue. Okay. So, with this regard, just I would like to quote the National Coordinating Institution of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, IIT Delhi. So last year, actually, we all the RCIs and participating in institutions, we have attended almost one full day of session, and through that session, we have come out with the facts about the water scarcity and all. So I will share few of the facts and few of the remedies and how being a technical students or even the other institutions also part of this I guess. So how we can address this water scarcity issue is what we will discuss for the next 40 or 45 minutes. And after that, just for 5 minutes, we will discuss on the present crisis and how we can support or help our known friends, family members, and relatives who are really struggling today. Okay, this is the agenda of today's webinar. So, first we'll go with the water conservation methodologies and the management. Just give me 1 second of time. I'll present my screen. And the theme for Water Day, especially this academic year, is valuing water. Okay, so we'll go ahead with this theme. Okay, valuing water, and the presentation outline will go on like this. Why we need to work on water scarcity. We'll go through few of the facts, what's happening, what will be our future condition if this is the case, if we are wasting the water like this. Okay, and then water stress and scarcity, and available conventional and non-conventional water sources we'll see. And Government of India has come up with this Jal Jeevan Mission. What is the objective of this Jal Jeevan Mission? As participating institutions under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, what we can do together to address this water scarcity, that also will go through. And finally, we'll end with a case study, a small video I'll show you. Okay, right. So these are the facts about the water, especially. Okay, India is having 2.4% of world total area. So in the world total area, our country is of 2.4 percentage, and we are 16 percentage population. We are 16 percentage of world population, and 18 percentage of world livestock. 4 percentage of total available fresh water in India. 4 percentage of fresh water is available, and 90% of drinking water till today. If you observe in the rural areas, most of the cases they are dependent on the groundwater. Okay, and rainfall, all this. So these are the facts about the water, whatever maybe the sources or resources or conservation methods or whatever. This is the some analysis. Okay, so again you see this slide. Water availability per person per year in liters beta. Okay, so just observe, in 1951 per person in India 2028 liters of water is available. 1951, almost 70 to 80 years back. If you see today, probably we are in between 2008 to 2025. So our availability of water per year is between 567 liters to 840. So let us assume 650 liters. This is according to the analysis and the calculations. Okay, so and now you just go back or think about a while. You can think about how many liters of water as an individual we are using per day. Okay, this analysis is per year, 365 days. So how many liters of water we are using per day? Just imagine, starting from 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. your waking time, washroom, brushing, bath, cleaning utensils, washing clothes. Imagine on average at one home how many liters of water we are using per day, and calculate according to 365 days in a year. Now we will have the total scenario in front of us. Hana? Minimum every day every person is going to use 50 liters to 75 liters of water. Hana? It may be any purpose like your bath, washing clothes, or on average 75 liters of water we are using per day. So how many liters of water we need for 365 days? It is almost 2500 liters of water we require. But what the analysis is telling, the availability of water is only 650 liters, but we are in a need of 2500 liters. So what we can do for this gap, 650 liters and 2500 liters, how we can regain our natural sources of water, how we can fulfill this gap. Okay? So we'll see few methodologies how we can fill this gap and all. Okay, just imagine, you can see this image shown. You see, this little girl is really struggling to get one bucket of water. She is walking for 3 kilometers and getting this one bucket of water. But the other side, see here, just simply taking a selfie with the this bucket, almost 20 liters of water. So this is the real scenario. In few places, really, till today, the women in few areas, they are walking kilometers and kilometers and kilometers to get the water. Getting the water is, their priority. The work in the work order priority. What will be my priority? My priority, generally, just I'm giving you, my priority will be like, today I have the workshop with Pearl University, so I need to be get ready by 10:15 or 10 o'clock, because yesterday evening only Professor Unnati Shah hinted me or reminded me you should be ready by 10:15. So my priority is like I should be ready by 10:15 with all the required materials and all. Maybe as a students or as a professors, as a dean or director, all our preferences will be to achieve one or the other task, other goal or other activity in a day. But we are not bothered. Our priority is not getting the water from 3 kilometers or 4 kilometers. But in few places, that is the topmost priority. And they are spending hours of time, 6 hours of time to get simple 50 liters of water, which we are using here just like that. So that is the reality today in our country. And even that water also, again, they are getting the polluted water. And I'll share here another sad scenario of our thing. Because of non-availability of drinking water, every day we are losing 700 plus children who are less than 5 years age. So the analysis and survey says that because of unavailability of safe drinking water, imagine how lucky we are. We are able to drink safe water, we are able to purchase water bottles. But you see other side, the sad scenario of our country. We are losing the children who are less than 5 years of age. For this, UNICEF is working from years and years and years. They're totally working on the component WASH, Sustainable Development Goals. Main sixth development goal is about WASH, water and sanitation hygiene. UNICEF is, rigorously working on this. But still, there is a little percentage of change. So we need to realize this every day, whatever the water drops, even single drop counts better. Okay, so where we can help by providing the supply of water, we can provide the resources and effective and efficient management. This is very much required at every individual level. I am happy I have 2000 liters of overhead tank. That does not mean that you have a right to use all the 2000 liters of water, or you have a right to waste all the 2000 liters of water. we need to think about the other side of the country or other side of, it is not only with the country people who are somewhere else, but even if you go, 100 steps or 200 steps, surroundings your places, you will find this problem, especially in the summer days. There is a water scarcity, you will find these issues. So keeping in that mind, we need to use the water effectively and efficiently. Every drop counts. I'll repeat this, every single drop of water counts a lot. So be a responsible citizen. Okay, so acquire the knowledge, don't waste the water. Okay, and always remember, when you are wasting the water, always remember that every day our country is losing 700 plus children who are having less than 5 years age, only because of only because there is no proper safe drinking water is not provided there. That is the problem. And also the second thing to remember is, in few areas the people are walking miles and miles, kilometers and kilometers, and they are waiting hours and hours to get one bucket of water. Even today you can search in the YouTube beta, or you can search in the Google water scarcity. You will get to know how people are struggling for drop of water. That you can check it out, because all your tech rats, just in YouTube or in Google, you can type water scarcity. You'll come to know many hundreds and thousands of case studies. Right? So keeping all this in mind, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti under Government of India, they have come with this Jal Jeevan Mission. So what is this Jal Jeevan Mission? Jal Jeevan Mission intention or objective is to provide household tap connections to all the households of our country by 2024. You see here, the total rural households as in 2020 is 17 crores 86 lakhs 71,105. But the number of households are having tap connections are just 4 crores 10 lakhs 71,511. It is only 22.99. So approximately 23% of rural households are having tap connections. What about remaining 77 percentage? Right? So keeping in this mind, the Jal Jeevan Mission, the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation have come with this mission to provide tap connections to all the rural households by 2024. So this is the Jal Jeevan Mission, and what is that they have done in 2020? The progress is shared here, right? So this is the major objective of Government of India, to provide the water availability at each and every doorstep. Okay, so water stress and scarcity. This already we have seen in this slide. So just imagine we have only 650 liters, but we are in a need of 2,500 liters. So how we can come out of this? What do we need to do for this water scarcity problem? Okay, so these are the few supply systems we need to focus on. Water demand, how much water we need to extract from the available sources. This also we need to keep in mind. And identify the water sources in and around. If you are at Vadodara area or Gujarat, or if you are at somewhere, now identify the natural resources and identify how to withdraw the water from that sources, and check the water quality, If any treatments are required, that also we need to check in. Then distribute that water. First, check the requirement or the demand of the water in your area. Identify the source. From the identified source, withdraw the water and check the quality of water. And then, if any treatment is required, we need to do that and then distribute this water. So, this is not that easy, which we have shared in this slide, but whatever we can extend that. As a technical background, I know we all belongs to polytechnic and engineering backgrounds. We can do many activities for this water scarcity issue. We can come up with the simple solutions. That is the secondary part. But at the primary level, efficient and effective usage of water is very important. If we are not wasting the water, that itself is a great achievement, right? So that we need to keep in mind. Okay. So what are the water sources? Yes, madam, you are telling that identify the water sources. How to identify the water sources and what are the different water sources available? There are conventional and non-conventional water sources are there. Conventional water sources, we know the natural sources like rivers, lakes, canals, and the ponds, groundwater available, and the rainwater. These are the natural resources. Okay, non-conventional methods which we are following and which we are using to improve our ground level water, harvested rainwater pits in the campus or at the home, storm waters, reused and recycling the grey water. These days we are using for the other purposes like gardening, cleaning purposes, and seawater. These are the non-conventional sources. So this wastewater here, I can share you one case study. A few students from the agricultural university, they have identified in their area that every day some lakhs of liters of water is wasted. So sewage water. So they wanted to give some solution. So they have come up with a solution called as reed bed technology. So few of you might have seen this case study already in the social entrepreneurship session. Few of you can go through it. It is only for 3 minutes. Just I'll open this. Okay. So the students from Agricultural University, they have given a simple solution for sewage water treatment. है ना? They are using all the natural resources and it costs us very less compared to the other treatment methodologies. It costs us only 12,000 to 15,000 and based on the size and the capacity which we are using. Okay, so these are the different methodologies of water treatments are available. So we can select and we can reuse and recycle the sewage water. So simple methodologies we can follow, right? So components of Jal Jeevan Mission. So objective of Jal Jeevan Mission is to provide household tap connections to all the households in the rural areas by 2024, right? So these are the methods, campaigning methods, which covers both the rural and urban areas, especially focusing on water conservation and rainwater harvesting. So if you have observed, especially since last 2 years, a few of the gram panchayats or blocks has come up with this initiative that mandatory rainwater harvesting in the gram panchayats and households of every village. No? Further, few states, the government is bearing all the charges. Whatever financial support to be given, they are granting that financial support to the households to make sure that every household in the village is coming up with this rainwater harvesting methodology. Okay? And also working on renovation of traditional and other water bodies, and reuse borewells. Just we are working on renovation of all the old sources of water, applications of technologies like this read bit technology which I have shown is not simple application, but based on your innovative and your creative thinking, you can extend it to the maximum extent. How we can come out of this issue of water scarcity. So whatever methodologies we can, yes, we can go ahead and come up with a suitable solution. Real-time monitoring dashboard is how many liters of water we are consuming. And even if you go through, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, in Jal Shakti Abhiyan also water audit is there. Water audit for every household, and water audit for your campuses, water audit for Gram Panchayati, and everything. Everywhere we can implement this auditing of water. So with that, we are able to, reduce the water usage, and we can efficiently use this water, right? And targeted communication campaign, like individual campaign, like what we are doing today, addressing the youth and communicating with the students, because you are the ultimate stakeholders, you are going to deal with the people. So like this is another mode of campaigning method under the Jal Jeevan mission we are following. Okay. And all the aim, of course, this is come up with the 15 and 20 policy to provide 100% households with the tap connections, with all the digital meters and everything. So that is the ultimate aim of the Jal Jeevan mission. This is the background, focusing on the Gram Panchayati, because once the Gram Panchayati and local communities are aware of this, then we can go ahead with the 500 or 600 or 1000 households in the village. Okay. And how we are connected, how Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is connected with the component of Jal Jeevan Mission. Because under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, every institution is adapted 5 villages. So in 5 villages, you are working on many issues. You are working on water scarcity also. So in this regard, as the participating institution of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, we can work on this water scarcity by development of piped water supply infrastructure to the every household, and providing these drinking water sources, working on the available drinking water sources, and renovating already existing water sources to provide long-term sustainability for the supply system. Okay. And the water distribution, establishing water plants, adopting various treatment methodologies at every village. So that's how we are connected with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, because we are responsible for all the 5 adopted villages from each participating institution. Right? So what we can do? So as I mentioned, all of you belong to the technical, polytechnic or engineering background or management background students. We can come up with the many creative thinking methodologies. Once you go through the water scarcity through Google or YouTube or whatever methodology you like, just go through the water scarcity issue and understand the severity and come up with some solutions. Whatever we can do, how we can extend our hands to come out of this issue, right? And how we can reuse and recycle the water. The grey water management is required. Okay. And through the government of India and through the NCI, RCIs, there are different programs and trainings are available through online these days. Because of this corona and all, online trainings are all available. You can attend all those and gain the knowledge and come up with the different solutions, right? So this we can do under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan as a participating institution. Okay. So lastly, I'll show you another case study, how each drop counts and how each drop is valuable. Just go through this video for 2 to 3 minutes. Good gray rice valley. Just a minute. Right. So through this case study, we can understand that every single drop of water is valued, and please save the water and save the life. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Professor Unnati ma'am. And every drop of water counts. So, if any doubts, you can post. And as I mentioned, another thing, no, we can work on the present crisis. So we all know that the present crisis, everywhere across the country, it is same, and the people are really struggling a lot. And every day we are losing some or the other near and dear members, right? So in this regard, being a responsible, again being educated, and no, we want you to help the COVID affected clients through online, bounce back better. We can provide with some helping skills, and we can give kind of confidence to them with our simple words. Sit at home only, don't go anywhere. Sit at home, and through the online, you make sure that we all are with them. Okay, so that helping skills are very much required, especially during this present crisis. No? So for this, what we want institutions to do is we want you to campaign the information, and information, again, remember the verified information about the requirements of today's present crisis, maybe the number of beds available, the oxygen availability in the hospitals, okay, and the vaccination availability at particular centers in the local community. All these you can help through the social media. But remember, before sending it through your social media, please verify the information. You know, I'll show you how few of the institutions are doing this. They're verifying the information through their NSS cells, and once the information is verified, then only they're sending the information through their WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever mode. I'll show you. Yeah, this is how we need to verify the plasma availability. You see, these are the students like you from the NSS cell from Singh Bhagat Evening College, Delhi. They have taken this initiation and helping lot of people. So like this, we can provide the information through the social media. But before providing the information, we please verify the information provided should be valid information. We need to provide the correct information, because the people at the hospital are really struggling a lot. So during that crisis period, we need to help them. We should not irritate them, because if we are providing any wrong information, though, that will really, they feel something negative. No one is helping me. All this is a wrong information. So before sending through your social media or before presenting it to the any of needy people, please verify it. Verify the information, and as like this, you can see here in the slide, the Singh Bhagat Evening College students have verified, and they have mentioned verifying date and time and whom to contact. And also they have mentioned location and the purpose. Purpose is plasma donors are available at Seva Bharati Delhi location, and verified time is 7:13 a.m. on 26th of April. And whom they can contact, they have given the contact details. With a simple poster, they have provided all this information. Similarly, like this, food services are available at Delhi, where and at what time they have verified, whom to contact, everything is provided. And at the end, if you have seen, this is verified by National Service Scheme, SBSCC. So like this, before posting your information or before passing the information to the needy people, we need to verify it. We need to give them the correct information. Okay, so this as a college we can do, as an institution we can do. And during this crisis, as an individual, we want you to extend your helping hands and helping, kindness through online services to the affected friends or relatives or the family. What kind of help or support you can give is, yeah, three types of help we can provide. Supportive help though, emotional and psychological, that we need to give assurance that is, don't worry, I'm with you, I'm ready to help you. Use these three magical sentences or words with the people who affected with the COVID. Okay, So give them the assurance that you are with them. That's okay. You be with them through online, the video calls, or take a call with them and talk with them empathetically. Don't show some, sympathetic words. Don't use the sympathetic words of the sentences. Hi, Bhagwan, kya ho gaya? Aisa ke. No, don't use some sympathetic words. Be empathetic with them. Be realistic with them. No, and support them and let them realize all the social facts that COVID is not that dangerous issue, but by following certain precautions, certain food diet and medication, now we can come out of that. The client can recover. Now that assurance we need to give them. So that is a support what we need to give. That is a help what we need to do through emotional and psychological. Is just through the online, be at your home and have your breakfast and let your friend or family or relatives who are affected with the COVID also let them be online. Both of you together can have breakfast, but he or she at their home, we at our home, and just talk with them. What is that you're eating? How it, like, general talk, so that it gives them some confidence that yes, my friend is with me, my sister is with me, my cousin is with me. And so like that we can, these days if you see, more than this COVID effect, the people are really depressed because of the environment or the rumors spread across about this COVID positive and all. So that depression we need to work on. So how we can work on, because generally what happens, uh, generally even if you're going to hospital, wherever we go, generally we'll go with the one or the other attendant, parents or siblings or spouse or children, like that. But because of this COVID, what's happening is the patient need to, like, they need to struggle alone. There will be no attendant, and the surrounding environment will be the same, everyone with the PPE kits and oxygen meters. That is really scary environment, because of that the people are depressed. So our work as a helpers is to give them, balanced support, emotional, and spread only the positive thoughts and express only positive feels. Okay, so that really really works out. Try it out and share with Professor Unnati Shah ma'am. Okay, so we need to help them, that is required. The people are, people are dying because of this depression, and the rumors spread and rumors fixed in their minds. So we need to help them to come out of all these negative thoughts. And doctors are clearly mentioning that if your saturation levels are above 94, no need to come to hospital. So that we check repeatedly. So that kind of support we need to give to the COVID clients. Okay. And second help we can do is educational. We need to share the social facts, all the realistic facts, what actually this COVID is and how it affects, how they can come out of, the real facts we need to give, rather than spreading all the rumors or the negative information in the COVID. We need to, give the information proper, so that our client should realize that yes, I can come out of this issue, I'm going to recover in next 4 days or 5 days or 1 week of time. So that confidence we need to, the client to be realized by our knowledge sharing. You know, and the final help we can go ahead is reconstructive counseling. This methodology we'll use only at the, peak level. Even if we are giving the positive information, we are supporting them, we are helping them, we are giving assurance that we are with them, but still people are fixed with some kind of thoughts, है ना? So in that case, what we can do is we can work on this reconstructive counseling. We'll share here another case study. Uh, what happens with the COVID clients is, yes, it is COVID positive. I am positive. Over, my life is over. Like that, they have fixed in their mind. So that time we can go with, you can ask that person, he or she, to be in your position, in the counselor position. Ask them, okay, my dear friend, you please think that you are not COVID positive, your test result is negative, but someone who is really hesitant to talk and who is really fixed up in their mind that COVID positive to ho gaya, life is over. So in that case, how you will suggest them? What is that you will do? I know that you are very positive attitude. So how we can address that? So that kind of counseling and that kind of questionnaire. Again, in the questionnaire also, we should be very sensitive. Our question should be accurate and relevant, appropriate and relevant. If you're asking something which is not relevant to their situation, again, that is all waste of our efforts and waste of their time. Right? So we need to be very careful, and we need to focus on you know spreading the positivity in their minds. We are going to work on their emotional and psychological balance. Focus on the feelings, the positive feelings, and our expression should give them the confidence. So for this, what we need to make sure that is, we need to tell them that we are available. Available, to not just simple available. We should be 24/7 available. Our mobile phone should be on. We should not keep it in silent or switch off mode something. Okay, and at any time, whenever they need some support, then we should be available and talk with them, ask them to share their achievements, their memories, their good things happened, and how they have solved the critical issues at somewhere in their office or college or at home. So like that, we need to always be with them to support them. This we are recommending only to do in online. It does not mean that you need to go and sit with them and do. No. Online, take a video call. You know, let us consider in our friend group, one friend is affected with the COVID positive. Then what we can do? As a team, we can take a video call or some meeting kind of thing like this. And you can engage them, facilitate that fellow who is struggling, so that they feel very confident. They feel that you are with them. All the friends are with me. That facilitation we need to give. That's all. And this communication skills, expression, we need to spread positive expressions only. Our expressions, our gestures should not demotivate them. Listening, this listening is very much important. Attentive listening, listening to just not open your ear and no. Attentive listening, whatever they are sharing, we should listen with 100% efforts. And response, while giving the response, we should be very careful. We need to respond only what they have spoken. Don't add something, don't assume something, and don't give some critical analysis to them. Just target to the point. What is that they have shared with you, and to that point only we need to respond. Okay, and reaction. So based on their situation, we need to do some activities. So these are the few tips and things we can follow. And finally, there are 5 R's to cope up with the COVID-19. Relate, relax, review, routine, and rebound. So relate, share your feelings and thoughts with the others, the clients. That facility we need to leave. That is what we need to do. Engage and facilitate them. Provide a open platform where they can share their feels and all, experiences and all. Relax. Just we can do a small exercises, some breathing exercises. No? for 5 to 10 minutes daily, 4 to 5 times, like that we can do. So that really gives the relaxation. Review, look at your thoughts, you know, routine, like be ready to adapt some new skills. Okay, and rebound. This is very important. Acceptance is very important. Yes, we have affected with the COVID positive. What happens? Even if it is good or bad, we need to be in a position to accept that. So these are the 5 R's we need to practice and we need to help the clients with. Okay. So with this, I thank once again Professor Unnati Shah ma'am for giving me this last 10 minutes time to share all this information. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you
one
so
and all.
much. Thank you so much, ma'am. One question from student Dharmik Rajani from IT department. According to Indian Meteorological Department (IMD), there are only 40 rainy days in India, and hence a long dry period. India, being an agriculture country, its economy development is linked with agriculture. Suggest some effective way to counter this type of situation.
Okay. So that is where we can use our recycling methodologies. I hope you have gone through the case study of Readbed Technologies, where they have utilized all the natural resources and with the less cost. Because as the student or the professor mentioned, it is, yes, we are based on agriculture and agricultural country. How we can come out of this? So simple solutions we can come out. You know, practice that implementation is very much important. So through that implementations, we can come out of all these issues. What we are talking today.
Ma'am, another question is, what is the role of people for the water conservation nowadays? Hello, hello. Hello. Maybe some network issues from speaker side. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Wait, just
uh,
a minute, ma'am. I lost my connection for last 10 seconds, I guess. Can you
yes,
repeat
ma'am.
the question once again?
Yes, ma'am. What is the role of people for the water conservation nowadays?
What is the role of a people for water conservation? First and foremost is don't waste the water.
Yes.
Wherever you are using, try to just optimum usage is required.
Uh, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Last one more question. As water is a resource used in every sector of our economy, so don't you think there is very less chance of water conversion? मीन्स ये क्वेश्चन हमारे एक अंश हितेश शाह ने पूछा है फ्रॉम आईटी डिपार्टमेंट.
Okay. Okay, when we feel it is our responsibility now, yes, first practice it at every level. You will observe the difference, and and how you are thinking. Your question is very relevant. So you think how you can give the solution to that, how we can come out of that. There are uh, different methodologies, and states are working on how they are working on renovation of old resources. Similar way we can extend the same to our adopted villages or in our own villages. So that implementation matters. So we need to focus on the implementation, then we will get all the solutions better. Whatever we are thinking today, it is really difficult, but still by contributing something we will get at least 1 or 2 or 5% of change. That getting 5% of change is the ultimate achievement with your contribution.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
your
Priya.
valuable time and sharing information on water conservation and management, and also on COVID. I would like to thank our principal, sir, Professor Jatin Vaidya, to provide endless support and motivation to take such kind of initiative. And I also thank to Mr. Vinod Parmar, sir, coordinator of Social Responsive Cell of Parul University, on behalf of Social Responsive Cell and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan uh, of Parul University and Parul Polytechnic. I would like to thank all head of department, faculties member and student. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a great day, ma'am. Thank you so
Same
much.
to, same to you, ma'am.